question. New offensive coordinator this year for Iowa. We see Brian Ferentz no longer with the team. I guess
You can
what are your
say what it was.
guys?
He got
He got
fired. Just
fired.
say it. He got fired.
He got poop canned.
He's
He
fired
got
by
put
his
down behind the
dad.
shutout back.
No, he was
Yeah.
fired by Beth Getz, the athletic director, former
There you
Minnesota
go.
interim athletic director, Beth
Yep.
Getz, who we're fans of.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Beth Getz.
Huge fans.
That's not pejorative at all. I actually really like what she's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, your guys' thoughts in general. Like, what have you seen different so far? What are you guys concerned with? Pros and
Well,
cons?
one of the nice things about our podcast is that I'm more of the touchy feely ephemeral fan guy, and Joel actually has played and coached football, college football, so he can answer the X's and O's part.
Small college. Let's not. I'm
Well,
not a
right,
Power
yeah,
5 guy.
but I will say, just from a fan perspective, you can already feel a little bit of a difference. Like last year and the year before, but especially last year, every single time Iowa had the ball, it felt like a minor miracle if they could get 3 or 4 yards. Sometimes it felt like a minor miracle that they could like cleanly handle a snap and run a play that didn't lose yards. Like that was kind of, you know, at long stretches they could barely get out of their way. This year there's a semblance. There's something going on. Like they're making plays, they're running roughshod, they're opening holes. They're actually sometimes protecting the quarterback, and the quarterback is once in a while making accurate passes. Iowa is approaching being slightly below average at offensive football. And if that is the case and they shore up their defense to its normal self, they're going to be really, really hard to beat. So I think it's working.
I'm a big fan of it so far. Now, Tori is an award-winning journalist, and he's a brilliant writer, and he may be a little hyperbolic on how quote-unquote sluggish and abysmal they were last year on offense. The biggest thing is the quarterback position was a real problem last year. I'm not convinced it's that improved. In fact, I'm on record of the 82% completion percentage that Cade McNamara had last week was absolutely fool's gold. If you go back and watch the catch radius of 6 of the completions were nowhere near the core of the receiver. The receivers had to make great catches just to secure the completion. So there are a lot of fool's gold, I think, still in the Iowa passing game. What's not fool's gold is the running game. This is bona fide success on the ground with a 6'1", 237-pound running back who is, harkens back to, the Lawrence Maroney type back in the backfield for Iowa. And I think when you look at Tim Lester's running attack, it's actually very similar to the early 2000s Gophers running attack, where you have tight ends trading.
Sure.
You have small motions that force a defense to commit to their alignment and allows the offensive line to make adjustments and get to the best angles. I'm really impressed with the Tim Lester running game. I think he came in, ballyhooed as a quarterback's coach and passing coordinator. I've been really impressed with how he's designed a running game. And the Iowa offensive line, anchored really by right guard number 70, Bo Stevens, he's really coming on, and that's been one of the real reasons for the success of this Iowa running game is their interior offensive line, and Connor Colby, Logan Jones, and Bo Stevens are really sealing the interior so the exterior can create some running lanes.
Yeah, that's great. You kind of touched on it already. You mentioned you're not sold on the quarterback. I was going to ask you about Cade McNamara. I didn't get to watch. I watched the replay before we did this, but live, I checked my phone at the Gopher game halftime, and I saw a lot of Iowa fans upset. Obviously, it was a tight score with Troy, down on the quarterback play, and you mentioned it. I looked at the stats, and they were better than I thought. And then I also went back and I saw that goal line situation. They brought in the backup Sullivan. Is there a chance that he plays more in this game outside of that, or do you think that's just going to be a goal line package and it's Cade's show until something else happens?
I think we're going to see Sullivan more, Tori. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think they're gonna probably use him a little bit in some wildcat type situations. I mean, it's not wildcat but more of a running option RPO kind of thing like that once in a while. Going back to Cade a little bit, I mean, he's on his third offensive coordinator in 3 years, coming off two major injuries. He's only played three actual games healthy, like fully healthy. So, I think there was some rust, and I think that they purposely throttled him down last weekend to do less deep throws, less mid throws, and more just easy pitch and catch things to build his confidence and get him moving. He has a bad propensity still to kind of throw off his back foot. He gets nervous, I think, a little bit about his leg. I think he's still working his way back in, and he's still learning the offense. So, but yeah, I think everybody's still learning the offense, and I think they have something in Sullivan that they don't typically have. And if nothing else, Iowa trying to throw a wrench at you and change things up is almost insane to say under Kirk Ferentz.